Ladies and gentlemen, asterisk in the ever-evolving landscape of political discourse, moments of tension and confrontation often serve as catalysts for broader reflection. They illuminate not only the ideological divides that shape legislative bodies, but also the interpersonal dynamics that underscore the functioning of democratic institutions. A recent incident, which unfolded during a congressional hearing, has captured public attention and sparked widespread debate. It involved a sudden interruption during a speech, followed by a silent yet powerful response that resonated far beyond the walls of the committee room. This moment, now widely circulated and dissected across media platforms, offers a compelling lens through which to examine the state of political engagement, the role of decorum, and the potency of nonverbal communication in high-stakes environments. Asterisk. At the heart of this episode lies a clash not merely of personalities, but of rhetorical styles and strategic intent. The interruption, abrupt and pointed, was emblematic of a broader trend in contemporary politics, wherein disruption is often employed as a tool to derail, distract, or dominate. Such tactics, while not new, have gained renewed prominence in an era marked by performative governance and the pursuit of viral moments. The individual who initiated the interruption did so with a tone and timing that suggested a deliberate attempt to seize control of the narrative, to assert dominance in a space traditionally governed by procedural order and mutual respect. This act, though brief, carried with it the weight of intention and the echo of precedent. Asterisk in contrast. The response to this interruption was not one of immediate retaliation or verbal sparring. Instead, it was marked by a profound silence, stare that conveyed more than words ever could. This silent reaction, now immortalized in countless clips and commentaries, served as a masterclass in restraint and resolve. It demonstrated that in the face of provocation, composure can be a formidable countermeasure. The stare was not empty. It was laden with meaning, with history, with the unspoken assertion of dignity and defiance. It challenged the very premise of the interruption, turning the moment on its head and shifting the power dynamic in an unexpected direction. Asterisk, the virality of this exchange speaks volumes about the public's appetite for authenticity and symbolism. In a media environment saturated with sound bites and sensationalism, the simplicity of a silent stare cut through the noise. It became a symbol of resistance, of poise under pressure, and of the quiet strength that often goes unnoticed in the cacophony of political theater. Viewers, regardless of their political affiliations, found themselves drawn to the clarity of the moment. It was a reminder that leadership is not always loud, and that influence can be exerted through presence as much as through speech. Asterisk beyond the immediate spectacle. This incident invites a deeper exploration of the norms and expectations that govern political discourse. Interruptions, while sometimes necessary in the pursuit of accountability, must be weighed against the imperative of respectful engagement. The balance between assertiveness and decorum is delicate, and when tipped too far in either direction, it risks undermining the integrity of the deliberative process. The committee room is not merely a venue for debate. It is a crucible for policy formation, for the negotiation of competing visions, and for the articulation of public interest. Disruptions that serve no constructive purpose erode the foundational principles of democratic dialogue. Asterisk, moreover, the gendered dimensions of this exchange cannot be ignored. The interruption and the subsequent stare occurred within a context where women in politics often face disproportionate scrutiny and hostility. The dynamics of power, voice, visibility are inextricably linked to broader societal patterns of representation and respect. When a woman is interrupted mid-speech, it is not merely a breach of protocol. It is a reflection of the systemic challenges that continue to impede equitable participation. The silent stare in this light becomes not just a personal response, but a collective statement, a refusal to be diminished, a reclamation of space. Asterisk, the public reaction to this moment also underscores the evolving relationship between politics and digital media. Platforms that once served as auxiliary channels for information dissemination now function as primary arenas for political engagement. The speed and scale at which this incident was shared, analyzed, and memed reveal the extent to which virality shapes perception. Political figures are increasingly aware that their actions, however minor, may be amplified and scrutinized in real time. This awareness influences behavior, incentivizes spectacle, and complicates the pursuit of substantive dialogue. In this environment, moments like the silent stare acquire a life of their own, transcending their original context and becoming part of the cultural lexicon. Us. PUBC response reinforces the sanctity of the process and affirms the value of respectful engagement. In this case, the absence of immediate corrective action highlighted the challenges of navigating partisan tensions within institutional frameworks. Furthermore, the incident serves as a case study in rhetorical strategy. The individual who interrupted may have sought to provoke, to unsettle, or to redirect attention. Such tactics, while effective in certain contexts, carry risks. They can backfire, especially when met with unexpected composure. The silent stare, devoid of aggression yet rich in implication, neutralized the provocation and shifted the narrative. It demonstrated that rhetorical power does not always reside in volume or velocity, but in clarity and conviction. This lesson is particularly salient in an era where political discourse is often reduced to performative antagonism. In reflecting on this moment, one must also consider the broader cultural and historical currents that inform its significance. The act of interruption and the response to it are not isolated phenomena. They are situated within a continuum of political expression, shaped by the struggles and triumphs of those who have come before. The silent stare evokes memories of other iconic gestures of raised fists, of folded arms, of unwavering gazes that have served as emblems of resistance. It connects the present to the past, reminding us that the language of defiance is as varied as it is enduring. The educational value of this incident is equally noteworthy. For students of political science, communication, and leadership, it offers a rich tableau for analysis. It prompts questions about power dynamics, about the ethics of engagement, and about the role of symbolism in public life. It challenges conventional notions of effectiveness, suggesting that sometimes the most impactful response is the one that defies expectation. In classrooms and seminars, this moment will likely be revisited, dissected, and debated, serving as a touchstone for discussions about civility, strategy, and representation. From a psychological perspective, the silent stare also reveals the potency of nonverbal cues. Human communication is deeply influenced by gestures, expressions, and posture. In high-pressure situations, these cues can convey confidence, discomfort, or dissent. The stare in question was a masterful deployment of nonverbal rhetoric. It communicated resolve, skepticism, and perhaps even a measure of pity. It invited the viewer to interpret, to project, and to empathize. In doing so, it transcended the limitations of language and tapped into the visceral realm of human connection. The incident also invites reflection on the role of empathy in political discourse. While confrontation is often unavoidable, the manner in which it is conducted can either bridge divides or deepen them. The interruption, by its nature, was dismissive. It sought to silence rather than to engage. The response, though silent, was not devoid of empathy. It acknowledged the provocation, but refused to mirror it. It held space for dignity, for reflection, and for the possibility of a more constructive exchange. In this way, it modeled a form of engagement that is both principled and humane. In considering the long-term impact of this moment, one must look beyond the immediate headlines. The silent stare will fade from the trending lists, but its lessons will endure. It will inform the conduct of future hearings, shape the expectations of constituents, and influence the strategies of political actors. It will serve as a reminder that in the theater of politics, every gesture matters, and that authenticity, when paired with discipline, can be a powerful force. Ultimately, this incident is a microcosm of the challenges and opportunities that define democratic governance. It reveals the tensions between expression and order, between provocation and principle, and between spectacle and substance. Media professionals and citizens alike to reflect on the values that underpin their engagement. It urges a recommitment to civility, to accountability, and to the pursuit of common ground. Asterisk, as we move forward. Let us carry with us the memory of that silent stare, not as a moment of division, but as a beacon of resilience. Let it inspire us to listen more deeply, to speak more thoughtfully, and to engage more respectfully. Let it remind us that in the face of disruption, dignity can prevail, and that in the pursuit of justice, silence can sometimes speak the loudest. Thank you.